Welcome to Faith in 5, a weekly video devotional designed to discuss practical spiritual concepts in 5 minutes or less. I'm your host, Mark Vandella. I was lucky enough to attend a lecture by an acquaintance of mine, actually a kind of a friend of mine's wife. She was sharing, her name's Liz Sharda, and she is way smarter than I am. But we were at an event that was helping kind of inform people that were concerned about the community, like potentially economically insecure communities. And she told a story about getting in a car accident. And she told the story beautifully. I mean, we were like on the edge of our seats. My car's spinning in the winter. I'm in oncoming traffic. My purse spills into the passenger seat floor and all these things. And she said, you know what happened? I'm sitting there in my vehicle and my car is next to me and I was frozen. I couldn't make a rational thought to pick up my phone and call for help. And people outside of this incident, like my husband or friends, they're like, why didn't you just call for help? And she said, I don't know. But as she shared some of her understanding and studies, again, she's way smarter than me, she shared that she told us the story because it is known that when we are in fight or flight, we do not have the ability. Our brain switches to another portion of our brain. We don't have the ability to think rationally. We don't have the ability to connect rational thoughts. And so I'm telling you this because in our series called What Would You Do? I wanted to address the poor. Because often from the outside, we sit in our homes, in our well-furnished homes, our manicured lawns, our vehicles that are full of groceries and gas. And I'm not saying this so that we feel bad about that. But what I'm saying is when we sit in those spaces, we just can't understand why somebody's on the street corner holding a sign. Why don't they just get a job? Or why people go to jail, why they steal. Why a mom would leave her toddler home alone and go try to find work. Liz shared with us that night that the reason is that they live in a constant state of instability, of fear, of fight, flight, or freeze. And so when a community is unstable, and every day is a fight against something, is a fight for something, is chaos, you're incapable of thinking rationally. It's not a matter of ambition. It's not a matter of just trying harder. And so in this series, we're appealing to the humanity of all of us. That people who do not have the means that we might have are humans. They're created in the image of God, and they want and need help. And the one thing that our faith should cause us to do is step into those spaces. There are real practical ways that we can help. The Bible asks us to. In Proverbs 14:31, it says, you insult your maker when you exploit the powerless. But when you're kind to the poor, you honor God. So we're being asked to engage our faith around people who don't have as much as we do. At the very least, get involved in a community program. Get involved in a way that you can stroke a check, you can visit and volunteer, you can donate clothing, that in those moments you can provide a sense of security or stability. Housing is a big issue. Food is a big issue. Those are things that provide some stability, some foundation of stability so that somebody might have a better chance of making rational decisions. That saying, when I wake up, I'm going to do this, this, and this, instead of at the end of the day saying, hey, why did you do that? I have no idea. I have friends that have communicated that to me in difficult situations of money issues, creditors calling, losing houses, losing babies, all of these terrible things that can happen in our lives. And if you ask them why they made decisions that they made, many of them have told me, I don't know. Because when they were in those situations, their brain flipped and they were no longer capable of making rational decisions. And so our faith asks us to step into this. Can we, this week, next week, for a month, can we do something different so that we can provide security because our faith is asking us to? What would you do? What would God have you do? And what did Jesus do? Engage your faith and help the poor.